Did that just moo? Yes, I can see it.
Hey, oh yeah.
Gold, gold, gold. Do it quickly, okay. Earrings, necklace, hair accessories. Too many to choose from. Impossible to decide. The king's hands are tied. What did you say? The queen will be delighted at whichever gift we select. No, she most certainly won't. The king never gives excuses. I love this. King has some thinking to do. Prince, go roll the katamari. We already know what we're doing here. And yet again, yep, doing it faster this time. Fucking. Very nice. Yes. Gaming now, boys. Gaming now. Okay, we got this. Oh, come on. Gonna boost up this hit. Okay. It's one of the cousins. Man, they really want you to pick up the pace in this one. I guess it's really just you gotta pick up all that shit in the starting area, right? Oh, good evening, Nomad. How's it going? I think I'd like to try this one again. I think knowing if I knew then what I know now. Use from the Dream Crushing Factory. Reminds me of this old video on YouTube to learn how to talk in game. It's by this comedian, and it's the guy who made, I believe, like the Cleveland like depression video, like Cleveland tourism videos, if you've ever seen those. But he's specifically talking about the Cleveland Browns stadium, and he's standing outside of it, and it's a night shot of him standing outside the stadium, and he's screaming at it. And he screams, "You are a factory of sadness." I think about that a lot. It's just his delivery is perfect. I'll have to see if I can find it, but it summarizes a lot of things. A lot of things. We're a factory of sadness. You should start by looking up the hastily made Cleveland tourism videos. I would highly recommend starting there if you. I don't know how appropriate the jokes in them are. They're definitely from like 2009, but highly recommend that. I think it's the same guy. I might be conflating two different Cleveland comedians, but they have similar delivery in their ideas. What are you doing differently this time? Come on. Look at the outcomes. There we go. Outcomes much better this time. Let me see if we can find it. This is the audio. He's outside the Cleveland Browns stadium. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Oh, he said it. He said it earlier in the video. I wasn't even paying attention. Anyway, kind of get the idea. And it is the same guy. Become a gold digger? I mean, I wish, bro. I wish. Rooney is so real for the sugar daddy with a boat meme. It ain't a meme. You should. Factory of Sadness. Hope any I don't ever have view counts on. I try to turn the view counter off. I don't look at really any of that stuff. I keep an eye on alerts. But I hope anybody watching is ready to just kind of chill out and listen to katamari noises tonight. I'm not really, like, contrasting to last night. I'm not feeling like I can multitask. I feel like the multitasking portion of my brain is burnt the fuck out. So, like, if I'm talking, I'm probably not going to be playing. But that's alright, too. I was gonna play this game. I just felt like doing something to decompress. My wife ain't feeling well. Just kind of sitting here in the quiet, dark computer room. I was writing a little bit for my blog, but kind of just felt like too quiet. So here we are. But I also don't want to be too loud by that token. So on top of just not having too much energy, I'm just going to be kind of chill. The best I have right now is a green screen of an agent saying, "I hate this place," in front of a picture of work. Yeah, she'll feel better soon, I'm sure. Just needs to rest. But like, what do you say, Your Highness? Katamari about? Yeah, that's fine, man. Let's take a look at whatever you... Get Katamari rolling, you lose much time. Point swap will appear under this as Prince. Okay. So it's PvP. PvP. I do like standard time. And actually I don't know if I hate the sun going down at like 5 p.m. What I hate about it is that I'm not used to it yet. You know what I mean? I feel like my evening is over when really it's only like just beginning. You know, that sounds a little cliche. I know that no matter what you do to the clock, it's always going to be dark kind of early in winter. Roll at the king's chest, you can acquire free. Okay. Great. That sounds great. But, like, I don't know. I hope we switch to permanent standard time. I just don't know. Maybe I need to move somewhere further south. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just need the darkness all the time. Hold on. You know, I am the type of person who... I really don't feel like I'm awake until it is nighttime. The problem here is that, like, you know, I'm wiped out from the workday, but I'm going to hit my second wind surely. At like the worst time too. It'll be like I'm supposed to go to bed and I'll be like wide the fuck awake. Can I please boost? I can't even move. Could have used that magnet better, but that's fine. I can't even go up this hill, man. I'm too slow. Why, you just get like a bigger katamari for picking up that item? That's kind of bullshit. Okay, hold on. Oh, I see. It's like temporarily bigger. Who's biggest? Come on. This is really Mario Party. I see what they're going for. Maybe I'm ready to collect the most objects. Yeah, let's skip this. Come on. The music sounds like Mario Party music too. Don't know what you're doing. Okay, let me out of here. I want to play the normal game now. Isn't that the problem? Isn't that really the thing though? Is that like, I'm just like, oh, I want to play Katamari. Do I even know what I want anymore? Do I? I was just yesterday complaining that, like, why does this game exist? And why did I purchase it? And why am I playing it? But at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, I want to play Katamari. I just want to play Katamari. You've reached the Jurassic period in Earth from long, long ago. Dinosaurs, big trees, fossils, evolution. Meteors, ammonites. How do you say this one? Is this Solacanth? And all that jazz. That's all we know. You wander around and explore, just don't get lost, okay? Roar. Oh, good heavens, Your Highness. I'm terribly sorry about that. My name is Tyrannosaurus Rex. I'm the leader of these island dwellers, yet, as my comrades multiply, I forget their names and faces. Would you roll a Katamari and gather us all together? Thank you for your time. I eagerly await your reply. Roll up prehistoric creatures. We are delighted to be immersed in this natural setting. Give me a second, guys. One sec. I want to switch to standing up real quick. I've been sitting all day. Hacking on fine here. Give me just a second. Just switching over to my standing mount. I've literally been in this seat all day is the other thing, and I know streaming doesn't really solve that problem, but by that same token, like, we're at a standing desk now, so we can make this work. Streaming doesn't solve any problems, is really the lesson of the day, guys. Also, my iPhone's melting. Hold on. Hopefully that's not too noisy. If anything's bothering you, or if you can hear anything you shouldn't, just let me know. There, much better. Okay, we're standing up. It's nice. Of course, the prince is sitting down. Or all this already. I just realized I didn't care about anything the king has to say. Not a single thing. At last we've made it. And here I am reading his words again. It's the Jurassic period. Yep. There. Ooh, I like this song. The other thing, though, is I notice it's using I think it's using the same leitmotif chord progression as all the other Katamari songs, which is another way in which I feel like this game is, and everybody who works in it is boxed into a cage that was created like 20 years ago. But again, maybe I'm just thinking too much. I don't respect the words of any monarch now. In general, Nomad, I have a real... I mean, if I could get real talk about it for a second, like... I have a general aversion to unearned authority. I really do defer to experts on a lot of things. You know what I mean? So it kind of irritates me when I see somebody who just says, "Oh, I'm an expert in being right." Like, that's essentially what a monarch is. Somebody who's just like, "My decision-making ability is better than yours." Sure. I was just born better. Like, you have to honestly believe that. The only type of noble birth type of stuff that I even vaguely agree with is like noblesse oblige, or I believe it's like noblesse oblige. It's essentially it's the obligation of nobility, right? It's a French term. It's like the idea that if you are born with, then you have a responsibility to take care of those who do not have as much as you. In any way, shape, or form. Be that knowledge or influence or resources or you know that kind of stuff. It's just people who truly feel that they are monarchs, so to speak. Could live by example. Of course, that's how all successful you know, sort of monarchies have gone is basically, you know, if you're going to lead, it's just like leading a successful company or whatever, like you need to have at least some people who are happy with your rule. In fact, I would say that most of the ones that fall are because they severely misdraw that line. Like, as in, like, the line between the number of people who are happy versus the number who are not. But again, what do I know? I'm just an internet cartoon. The big secret sauce in katamari is to always come back to the starting area once you're big enough and pick up all the stuff that was huge when you were here. Dinosaur. It's human. Human is pharaoh, yes. Just a grease-covered lab tech, that's right. I don't know nothing. I ain't never seen anything either. Doesn't matter who's asking, I didn't see anything. I didn't know nothing, I didn't see nothing. You just a dumb little worker bee. I feel like that's not leveraged enough in the modern American workplace. Which is just that, you know, you can play dumb. They're all, if they're treating you like you're stupid, you can just play right into that hand. You don't have to prove them wrong. They're the ones paying you. Like, if they think you're stupid and they're the ones paying you, then doesn't that just make them assholes? Like particularly stupid assholes too. So, you know, like, if they treat you dumb, feel free to act dumb. Totally blind in my right eye and 50% blind in my left eye. I believe you. Best of luck with that. Best of luck with all of that. Ain't seen nothing. Oh, there's a box. Actual wage is absolutely 100% right. There's another phrase that I heard once, and it's more in the context of management, but it was, somebody once said that, I wish you hadn't seen me seeing that. Or it's more like, you know, if you aren't seeing something, then you didn't have to see it. If nobody saw you seeing it, then no, you didn't. Accountability is a collective action. It is not an individual one. Accountability has to be a two-way street. Ain't no employer ever been holding themselves accountable the way they expect me to hold myself accountable, so... This game is still the same way it's always been. Thank you, King. Thank you, King, for the god. I don't know what I just watched. I'll never get that time back. It was cute. Yo, your highness, listen to my wish. You're always rolling up the land creatures, but the water creatures want to be rolled up too. Okay, let's do underwater. We cannot roll there due to our size, but maybe you can, the prince. Please do this, the prince. Yeah. I mean, we've done underwater stages in Katamari before, guys. This isn't like... This isn't really a new thing. We've even used these sound effects before. Like, all of these sound effects are lifted straight from the PlayStation 2 game. Which is honestly kind of astounding. Like, that's how little they're afraid to deviate from the formula. Or that's how much they're afraid to deviate. Like, even the sparkly hook here that yanks you up into the air is from the first game. Like this isn't a new interaction. This is an original game interaction. Again, I don't know what my angle is in complaining about this, because I'm the person who purchased this game. Nobody forced me to buy this game. I'm having fun, too. That's the other thing. It's not like I'm complaining because I'm not having fun. I don't actually know what's wrong with me, or why anyone would listen to me. It's a genuine feeling. It's just like... Even as I succumb to it, I'm allowed to complain about the fact that, like, new things stopped being made, like, 10 years ago. Well, not entirely. That's very pessimistic. That's very wrong. But a lot of things that are new now were new 20 years ago. You know what I mean? It's pretty prevalent. It's a strange time. And maybe I'll lament it when it's over, because maybe this time is, like, just because, like, I don't know, people who are my age are now making games, and they always wish they could work on like a katamari type game. You know, maybe it's something like that, right? Like if you look at the Fortnite events lately, like it was, first of all, it was the original Power Rangers, like the original 5 or plus green Power Rangers with the original Megazord from like 1994, and that was right after a Gorillaz collaboration they did, and right now they're doing The Simpsons, but it's all like original 8 season Simpsons references. It's not like, I'm gonna restart this level. I really feel like I flubbed something. But you see what I mean? Is like, it's for people like my age, which leads me to believe that it's being done and perpetuated by people also my age. So maybe just right now it's just like the golden bumper crop of this shit. Also, welcome in, Zed2. How's it going? Yeah, I'm having a great stream. I'm just rambling, just trying to keep a little low key today, and I don't know. I was sitting here, like I said, I was sitting here gaming in the dark, alone tonight because my partner's sick, and I'm just like, yeah, I should just stream. Why not? I don't really ever have any sort of pretense for my stream. Unless I show up with something, like if I announce something, we're gonna do a hand cam, or this or that Lego set, or we're gonna play Sekiro or something. I really don't usually put too much thought into what I'm doing or saying or what the plan is, and I feel like that's fine, but it's just, yeah, I always have fun, because that's just how I enjoy myself. It's just kind of chilling the fuck out and seeing what happens. You can't fall for cultural nostalgia bait. If I was sheltered from said culture as a kid, I mean, that's fine and that's fair. The Simpsons were... I mean, The Simpsons were... Kids' parents have been a target for things for a long... Yeah, that's exactly it. It's targeting their parents and making them feel... brand comfortable with like buying V-Bucks or something, right? It's just like, they're like, oh, if it's, if there's a Futurama collab, that would be fun to connect with my child on, and we can further the Fox/Disney brand, which, by the way, I don't know if people realize that, like, Fox and Disney are kind of pretty closely intermingled companies at this point. I know people have certain feelings about Fox, but they should really be looking at their situation with Disney very critically too. Star Wars fandom should be here. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh look, we can do hand-me-down fandoms and keep you invested in that brand that we already have so much invested in. I mean, that's cynical, but that's how these Fortnite collabs come to be, is it's pitched as a marketing, if there's no other reason anybody would ever. But I would love to see the specs behind, like, what they're allowed to do in the collab. It seems like there's a pretty standard boilerplate set of things they do. Which seems to keep all the brands from interacting too much. Like, in any way that could possibly be really construed as negative, notwithstanding the weird AI Darth Vader shit. Honestly, the whole Fortnite brand conglomerate situation needs to be studied, and I'd be interested to see, as that game gets older, especially at the 10... Is it 10 years old? It's got to be close to, if not already. But usually those kind of brand deals, those licensing deals, are done in decade increments. It'll be interesting, at least for me, to see if that game starts crumbling at the seams. I just should have read that, I think. I see, it's showing me that this thing has a cousin hanging from it. Can't boost. Okay, I'm not too attached to getting that cousin right now anyway. One of the news Marvel vs. Capcom 4's brand hangups is that Marvel did not want their IPs visibly losing. I mean, a classic one with car games is that they do not want to see their cars smashed, dented, beat up, broken, even scuffed. Which is why games like... you can go back and play games like Need for Speed, the Criterion one from like the Xbox 360 era, and it'll have different brands of cars, different like entire manufacturers of cars will have different types of damage they can take. It's subtle, but the most that you're allowed to do to like a Ferrari is sort of like bang up the panels into a weird shape. So it's interesting. I mean, it's not unheard of. It's interesting to me, less so in that conversation. What's interesting to me in that conversation is where yeah, deformation physical, yeah, exactly. But what's interesting to me in the conversation of like Marvel didn't want their IPs losing is it's interesting to me where the brand thinks the brand gets its value from. Like, it's interesting to me where the managers of the brand think the brand gets its value from. Ferrari at home cars? No, they had to... part of the big draw for any sort of racing game is having those licensed cars. I think really only Grand Theft Auto notably gets away with it anymore, making their own sort of knockoff cars. And actually there's an art to that too. In Grand Theft Auto 5, there's actually a tested sort of trademark for what constitutes a unique vehicle. I believe it's like 3 or 4 major points of difference. You'd probably want to... I'm not a lawyer, of course. Duh. But like there's actually a tested like case for how different a car needs to be before you can say that it's visually distinct. And Grand Theft Auto always obeys it. Like if they do like a Lamborghini Countach lookalike or whatever, it'll have different mirrors and a slightly different fender shape and different headlight shape. You know, Tony Stark's character might have been damaged if he got outsmarted by Dr. Wily. I mean, that's true though. And a different grill. Yeah, exactly. Different grill or different spoiler. They do the spoilers different a lot. Gotta be something visual on the outside. It can be body, it can be structural. A lot of times what they do is they'll take 2 or 3 different cars of a type, like a popular car. Like for instance, a lot of their Subaru base cars, like the stand-ins for the, you know, the Impreza WRX, they're amalgams of like the Subaru platform with like the Civic and you know, like a Type R sometimes. Like it's a little bit. You know, it's a mix of things. And then they do have like they'll have a Civic platform one, which sort of has Subaru embellishments. Like, you know what I mean? Like a Honda platform with like Subaru bug-eye headlights. Anyway, Grand Theft Auto gets away with that for some reason. I don't know particularly, maybe it's just because, but for a lot of, like, I think, like, racing enthusiasts, it's important for them to, like, have the real car, or at least have real car parts. See, to me, that would be more interesting, as, like, build a car from scratch type game. That was always what I liked most about, like, Need for Speed Underground, was, like, the car customization. Even if the customizations were completely ridiculous and didn't have any sort of, like, real-life analog, like... I like what GM did with the Saab 92. Yes, exactly. General Motors, we love you. No, man, do you watch regular car reviews? If you don't, you should. Katamari attack. By the way, we prepared some challenges for you. Somewhat difficult tasks that entail rolling up lots and lots of things. You used to? Yeah, okay. Okay. Completing it. Yeah, I know about the challenge stages, King. We've already talked about this. He wants more crowns, too. He still posts every Monday. He and Roman. So I need to get more crowns. Did I get all the crowns in this stage? I didn't get any in this one. Let's try for this. I mean, I don't watch every single one of his videos, but I do enjoy them. I feel like we share I mean, we definitely share sensibilities in vehicles. Oh, I can talk about this. I went to pick up my wife from work today, and on the way over, it's pretty heavy traffic because it's like around-ish, like dusk, like 3:30, 4, which is dusk. Oh my god, that's so early. But anyway, like, I'm behind a Cybertruck, and this is my first time being behind one. I've seen them all over the place. They're always driven by, like, a lone man. And I feel like he may be lonely in other parts of his life, too, but we're not really going to read that far into it. But I don't know if you've ever been behind, like, a Tesla, but they do this stupid fucking regenerative braking thing where, like, they will slow down really fast without actually lighting up their brakes. And the fucking... The Cybertruck seems to do it, like, a million times worse. Sometimes it lights up their brakes, but sometimes if they just let off the gas, they slow down so fast. And it was just aggravating. It was just so aggravating how much this guy kept slowing down. I don't even, like, tailgate. I always leave room, too, is the thing. But, like, he just kept freaking me out because he just, like, would just, like, snap and slow down again. What an annoying, like, fucking polygon. Where is his crown? Hello, Kai. Welcome in, Kai the Cute. We are playing Katamari today. Welcome to join us and chill out. I don't know where the crown is. I see. There's the radar. I want another try at this one, bro. You know the rules, and so do I. First of all, I want to see what's down here. It shouldn't be such a bad idea. Okay, so there's the crown. Just behind this bowl. Okay. Working on a part for the robo-taxi at work, and every time I see one of those parts, I throw up in my mouth. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, driving ourselves around in vehicles is going to be our old person thing. There is absolutely no reason. I mean, there's reasons why it came to be the case, but there's no... You can't look at me, you can't look me in the face and tell me that your average person should be operating that much kinetic energy. Nope. Nope. There's no way. There's no way. Some of these people can't tie their shoes, man. Need some trinkets, bro? Bro, it's time to start rolling me some whimsicalness, some whimsies, bro. I know, bro. I know, bro. I know, bro. Just one more game, bro. Make katamari again, bro. Why can't you just be whimsical, bro? Why can't you just be happy? Just smile, bro. Just roll it up, bro. Just roll up your feelings in a katamari. Surrender to capitalism. Okay. Yeah, the soundtrack for this game always bangs. You know what doesn't bang, though, Sango, is, also, welcome in. Good to see you. What doesn't bang is that they want $30 for the old soundtrack. There's DLC for this game that is $29.99 that just gives you the old soundtrack. You miss Burnout? I miss Burnout as well. Burnout Paradise is one of my favorite games. $30. I did not buy that. $30. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. You know why? It's because I could just open YouTube right now. Can I get out of this hole that I'm in? I ask this question every day. I wake up. Open my work email and just say, can I get out of this hole that I'm in? Wait, I can't roll this up. Wait, where's this thing the crown is? It's too big. It's too big, bro. Oh, wait, no, I can get it. It's very kind of them to give you radar pickups. I wonder if we're too big to get down there and pick up the other one now. One more crown left. Oh, I guess we don't want to, like, fail the level 2. Well, I don't think there's too much risk of that. Auto looks right. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Oh, what's up, Doki? How's it going? Hell yeah. Enlarge the katamari quickly. We got 2 crowns. 2 out of the 3. Yeah, this model is entirely customizable. Here's the base. This is what the base looks like. With the like glasses and tie on top of it, but... Oh, I also did this. I don't know if I showed you guys. Deal with it. Let's talk about that katamari you rolled. Deal with it. Yeah, I had to. I had to. I had to. I just replaced one of the glasses in the model's sheet. Oh, I also have this. What's up, guys? Good, good. Getting to the academy to be a CEO. Almost done. Graduate the 18th of next month. Oh, that's great. Great to hear. This is dope. Here's the whole model. I don't really care about what the king's saying. He's gonna just grade my katamari somewhat arbitrarily. Here's the whole model. playtime katamari that has a nice ring to it. Yeah, we've been doing all right. No complaints, really. We've been remodeling the office here. Do we really need 2 of the same star? No, we don't. We use this one. We use the previous one. I don't really care. Yeah, man. No complaints. No complaints. Although I do have complaints. They're mostly about my job. I mostly have complaints about my job. I do complain about my job a lot. I won't say I have no complaints. We have a lot of complaints about work. But you know, I feel like I would complain about pretty much any job that I have. It's just me. Everybody's got something to complain about, man. You ain't complaining, you ain't living. I have to collect 15 crowns. Hello, job complainers. Yeah. What I don't like to get into is relative privation, which is, if you don't know, we'll learn you today. It's the idea of, like, when you complain about something and somebody else goes, well, it could be worse. You could be, you know, like, they'll just say some terrible situation, right? Right, like, you could be worse. You could be bankrupt, or it could be worse, you know. You could have some horrible affliction, right? That's called relative privation. Relative privation is the idea of comparing 2 things that have nothing to do with each other. And you need to watch out when you do it. So if you learn nothing else from me, learn that. It's this. Privation. Privation. It's a logical, like, sort of fallacy. It's a very Redditor thing to learn here. But I think people need to realize that it's fallacious in basis. It's, yeah, privation. I do have a little bit of a enunciation problem that I'm trying to work on by streaming more. But it's really this idea of, like, the classic one is, like, when you're throwing away food or something and somebody's like, there's starving children in so-and-so country. And it's like, well, okay, yeah, you shouldn't be wasteful, but also there's no reason to bring up... And I'm not saying never guilt yourself. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't think about things that are far away or whatever. What I'm saying is that you shouldn't invoke another person's suffering to discredit your own. Or you shouldn't invoke 2 different things in comparison to each other in order to cut down one other thing. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You don't have to... It's fine. Public speaking is probably the thing that I am worst at. Out of every skill that I have, I'm horrible at public speaking. I don't know how to keep a train of thought, and I stumble over my words. I write much more quickly than I speak. In fact, when I watch back my VODs, I tend to like myself at 2 times speed more. And I don't watch my VODs back very often. I don't like the sound of my own voice. As if there was some practical way for me to send those leftovers to Africa anyway. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean, is... It's not that I'm telling you to divest yourself of consequences. It's more that I'm telling you not to cut down one situation by comparing it to another bad situation. Or another good situation. You shouldn't use 2 separate, entirely separate circumstances to essentially discredit each other. Because that's not how anything works. Right? Because you could do that for anything. That's the reason it's fallacious. It's not fallacious because it's never correct. It's fallacious because you can do that with anything. Like,
hey, it's that time.
You can tell me that I'm wrong. Shut up. Shut up, Lego guy. Shut up. You tell me that I'm wrong right now because you could discredit everything I'm saying because, like, I'm just a streamer, I'm just a cat girl or whatever. There are much more important things going on in the world. Just playing Katamari Damacy. But you really could do it for like any job, like, and I see this most often in like the realm of the discussion of like when people compare streaming to like a 9 to 5, and people go like, "Oh, that's not a hard job." To me, it's like, why are you both comparing two jobs? They're two, like, if you're comparing any two different jobs, you've already lost the plot. Society has in some way deemed that both jobs are valid and can be paid. So starting from that basis, like, it doesn't really make sense to me to like be like, oh, your job isn't a real job. So if we're not doing that, then what are we doing? Are we going to the suffering Olympics? Does anybody get paid for suffering, or do we just feel better about our jobs if we're allowed to complain about the suffering publicly? Maybe we're onto something there. I would posit to you that people are willing to take lower pay for a job that they are allowed to complain about. By allowed, I of course mean like, yeah, cope by tearing something else down. That's what cringe culture is in a nutshell too. In essence, it's just like this idea that you in order to justify you enjoying something, you have to tear down the things that you didn't choose to enjoy or spend your time on, you know? That's what cringe culture is, right? It's exactly the same sort of base concept. It's exactly relative privation. Where like you're like a lot of things that I see in terms of like quote unquote cringe culture takedowns is like people saying like, oh, so and so show did this better, and then to me it's like, also thank you for checking in your coffee there, Doug. To me it's like, well then go watch that show. Just go watch that instead. If it was so much better. People out there who have it worse, imagine having more time and it would have something to do. Those motherfuckers gave you PTO. Exactly. No, exactly. Where is the last crown? There it is. How do I get to that? Can I climb this rope? And thank you for climbing the rope. So thank you for checking in, Mama. Well, at least on these stages where I don't necessarily have a strict time limit, it's not bad. I wonder if he's gonna fail me. But yeah, I mean, like, between anything and anything else, comparing to dissimilar circumstances doesn't really make sense. And that's how it's fallacious. You can do it to anything. You can cut down anything by saying that it's invalid, by just saying, oh, something else did this better, and or I preferred this other series that was more serious, or just, I don't know. I say this as somebody who's pretty critical, and I feel like often a downer about some things. Like, I could just be enjoying this game, but for some reason I seem to just ramble over it in the background because I'm not feeling any soul from it. I'm feeling an enjoyable gaming experience, but it's just exactly the same one that I've been playing for the last 20 years. And much like a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy in any other context, I'm feeling something degraded from this game. I'm not feeling like this is an experience that had to exist. You know what I mean? The king is there. He's dressed in goofy clothing. Don't you feel a relationship with the king and this brand? Don't you want to sign the end user license agreement to play this game? We have no idea what you're talking about. Snaxus? That's this katamari, just like all the stuff on the ground. Oh, it's a star we already made. Do we really need two of the same star? The answer is no. You know what's great, guys? Is I'm standing up right now, and my water is empty in my hands, so I'm just going to walk straight to the kitchen and get more, and you're going to sit here and look at whatever the king says for a second. And just like that, I'm back. And go see if there's any coffee left in the office. Godspeed. Good luck. We're gonna make planet dust. I wouldn't drink coffee this late in the day. Never. That would be self-sabotage. We don't have any crowns here. Let's see what he says this time. We'll give him a fair shot. Nom. Look, I'm already annoyed. ... Green tea and Japanese sweets taste excellent together. Wabi Sabi aesthetic. Okay. I already read this one. I just don't have any patience left for this imitation king. What have I been up to lately, though? Well, this weekend, my wife and I remodeled our office. Well, remodeled might be a little extensive. We got new desks. We reoriented the room. Moved some furniture around. We're going to hang up some more art. I have to put up some acoustic panels that just came in. I got a new monitor arm that I have to install. Got a new camera mount that I'm going to put on. A bunch of new stuff. I'm at a standing desk now, so I can stand. No, it's not even a big deal. It's not even like, I wouldn't even make it a redeem, because it's just a button on my desk and I'm allowed. But no, I mean, aside from that, man, just been working. Just working, playing games, working mostly. We played a lot of games this year. Even for not really doing much, we played a lot of games this year. Even just Elden Ring, just beating Elden Ring on stream this year was kind of huge for me. I usually don't play games that long anymore. I think it had been a long time since I played something that sort of involved, for lack of a better term. I hope they release an expansion for Armored Core 6. I really do. That's all I've really been missing in my life is that game. I wish I had a reason to keep playing it. And maybe I could do like runs or challenge runs or something, but you know what I mean. Can I pick this up? I can. Boink. I love the cat. Like trying to kiss the lucky cat, it looked like. Just like nosing up the lucky cat for some reason. Pretty dance. I guess you literally have to roll up everything. In which case I know there's something down here I missed. Very kind of them to mark the last item, although I did miss a crown still somehow. That's fine. I don't think we needed more than 2 more crowns. Crowns are very old. That's very old gaming, you know? That reminds me of like Mario. Super Mario like 64. Like, oh, you need 15 stars to continue. It's a good way to get you to go back and like play old stages, but I really don't care what you do, man. Just make it into something. Scatter some stardust to brighten the already gorgeous sky. I'm hoping Zelda feels better sometime this week so that we can play more Deltarune. I'd like to pick that up some more. I was having fun with that, and I think she was just getting into the groove of the little sidekick VTuber thing. To be honest, I hadn't been really in a great headspace lately, and it just... That stream in particular really kind of turned me around. I was having fun with that. I don't know, it's just... My job's asking me to do more. In the world, dude. Just the fucking world. It was nice to just be able to kick back and enjoy a game. Piece of candy. Various dessert came from this period. Stella, the manji, the sweet bean pancakes, the star candy. My goodness, I'm getting congested again now. I'm gonna have to go take one medicine. I hope I'm not getting sick too. Although, of course, it seems to me that would be the case. It's the most stressful time of year. And I don't understand why, because I do everything I can to divest myself of this stress. Indeed, take care of yourself. You don't have to be alone. You know, like there's stuff you can do. But even that aside, like I've divested myself of all of the holiday pretense this year. Like, I made Thanksgiving yesterday. I bought Costco Kirkland Thanksgiving in a box and just made it. And we're just going to eat it all week until Thanksgiving Day, where we just go to like Chinese or something. Yeah, my work will have year-end goals. And you know, as far as family obligations go, like, yeah, I get what you mean. It's just that, like, more and more you start sort of reserving time for just the good family. You'll be better off for it, no matter. Believe you me, I feel like there's a strong case to make for not inviting people to Thanksgiving who you wouldn't invite to any other dinner. You know what I mean? Catch my drift? I feel like for some reason that we give a pass to some people that would not get a pass otherwise. And I have my stances on things, guys. But I'm talking about people who can't even, like, put that shit down for a second. Like, I have family who are full-time, all the time, like, on that shit. It puts me on the defensive more than anything. It's just that I feel like you should just have a Thanksgiving with people he would actually invite to a family. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be a babysitting event. And that's if you want to even have one. Finally, it's my chance to spout my Facebook feed without retaliation. Yeah, and I don't even have to deal with that anymore. I moved so far away from that. But, like, I remember it happening every damn year. And there's a reason I don't participate in that particular dinner anymore. They did not have to drive an hour to my mom's, so we'd be politely bored with each other for several hours and drive an hour back home. You know, make it what you want it to be, right? You gotta think of how many Thanksgivings you're even gonna have. Try and make them good, or, again, make them your own. I enjoy cooking, is really one thing. And what I'm going to do, and what I have done for like the last decade, is I prioritize, and I didn't really do it this year because first of all, I was kind of curious how the Kirkland Thanksgiving thing was, and it is phenomenal, first of all. But also just like, you know, it's been a long year, so whatever. But I do enjoy, I like cooking. I like cooking myself, and I'm going to prioritize whatever experience lets me cook a whole Thanksgiving dinner by myself. You know, with help, of course, when offered or asked for, but for me, if that's what it's about, is I just want to cook the dinner. I don't care if it's just for two. I don't care if it's for a whole table. I don't care if it's for my parents. I don't care who it's for, but they need to shut up and eat the food. That is the only rule. Just shut up and I don't want any, like, you can give feedback if you want, but if it's something that, like, if it's something that I clearly didn't give a shit about, then shut up. Put your own salt on your food, you know, like that kind of stuff. And, I mean, I've never really had to deal with that too much. There's only one person in my mind that really violates that ever. Even then, I can tolerate a bit of it, but it's just like, whatever experience I'm having, I'd like to be the one cooking. I just like it. I like doing it. I like planning it out. Thanksgiving dinner is sort of like it's more like a project management thing, more so than cooking specifically. Like roasting a turkey is mostly just standing around and waiting. You don't really need much expertise to do it properly. You can watch a YouTube video, you can roast a really professional looking turkey, I promise you. And it's like 2 ingredients too. It's just like butter, salt. You can do the dry brine, wet brine, whatever you want to do. Like you can get fancy with it. You don't need to. Cooking rules, I just hate dishes. Yeah, I mean, there's some of that. I like managing that too. Because like if I can start the day with an empty dishwasher, I can put things into it as I use them, and I'll, you know what I mean? And if I have a helper with me, like keep running it, then you know, usually you can keep ahead of things. I open Windows menu, start menu. I gotta say, being able to stand at my desk is really nice. But I have to get used to where I'm putting my hands. Yeah, I think we did okay. Yeah, we got S rank. I didn't get any crowns, but we got S rank. Yeah, that's really mainly. I don't mind eating like at other people's for Thanksgiving, but what I won't do is go to one of those anymore where you know what I mean, where it's not going to be a perfectly peaceful time. And that's part of the thing too. It's just that like if I'm cooking, it's ostensibly within like my home or some space that I control too. So there's a bit of that too. But the cooking is fun to me. Like cooking Thanksgiving dinner is about like planning your usually single oven, unless you're super fancy and have two. Planning your single oven space in such a way that the temperature can be used optimally across multiple different recipes, like the temperature and time in the box, you know, and the physical space limitations too, where like usually I think I start my turkey at like 400 or 425 and then drop the temperature down, and like you could get something done in the 20 minutes that I have it up. And then once you drop it down, you can put in like the next thing or whatever, you know, like whatever you're doing. I usually kind of like would either write it out on my phone or on a piece of paper or something. You try and do as much as you can like the night before. Any sort of casserole dish I would usually put together. And then you just kind of like put it in the oven or whatever. Pies, you should make pies ahead of time, you know. I'm not really good at pies though. I do cookies pretty well. I do a lot of cookies. I love baking cookies, but pies are a little bit, there's a bit too much finesse involved. I like the open, I can make open top pies pretty well. I just don't like covering them. I don't like doing the crimping. I hate it. I've never lived somewhere with enough counter space to do like dough pastry products either. Is really the thing. I think if I had like a big butcher block center counter kitchen island, I might do more of that kind of stuff. Like even with cookies, I don't do shaped or cut cookies. I don't really do doughs or breads because I just don't have enough counter space to roll that stuff out. Switch between jalapeno popper, cream corn, and sous vide maple glazed carrots. I definitely do cream corn dishes. I have a baked cream corn dish that I do that's really good. Which I have added jalapenos to before. And cheddar. And chives and sour cream or whatever. But even just like the base dish is good. And then, I mean, as far as like a signature dish goes, I spend a lot of time on the staples. Also, this is really goofy going on behind me, and it's still not really drawing my attention away from thinking about Thanksgiving. But I really like to do sausage stuffing with like real herbs, sage and thyme, and like actual gravy that I made from actual stock that I rendered. You know. Otherwise, yeah, I do cookies. My favorite cookie to make is like the peanut butter ones. I really like making the peanut butter cross ones, although those are horrible to give out as gifts and kind of contaminate your whole batch, and so I never get to make them. Otherwise, I really, really like to make oatmeal raisin, like with a really big chunky oatmeal and a lot of brown sugar emphasis. And brown butter. I use brown butter in that recipe. Anything potato or greens? Yeah, absolutely not. I stay away from that. If I do usually do the corn casserole. If I'm bringing something to share, I would bring that probably. Or something, I don't know, like, usually like what you need is something more on the savory end. There's a lot of sweet stuff at Thanksgiving. Like sweet potatoes, sometimes we do marshmallows, there's cranberry sauce. The green beans are often in like pretty sweet Campbell's, like soup. Usually I want to bring something like more salty, savory. That's what I like, and whatever that happens to be. You could do like bacon wrapped, like, you know, Brussels sprouts or something. Anything like that would work. I really like stuffed peppers or something too, like with cheese. Like the hors d'oeuvres, like we used to take a pepperoncino and stuff them with cheese. I love those. So we haven't really gotten many of the pounds here yet. Everyone in my family brings a pie or a cake or jello salad or cookies and our dessert, but I know. That's how it was at the family thing we go to for Christmas here. Where it's like, you know, yeah, everybody's gonna bake some damn cookies, or worse. Worse is when you have that pile of homemade stuff and interspersed into it is like Kirkland or like grocery store stuff, and visually you can't really tell the difference, but when you bite into one it tastes like preservatives, and you're like, man, I was hoping that I was gonna burn this like caloric intake on something worthwhile and not the grocery store cookie, but for some reason you felt obligated to bring like grocery store shit into this massive pile of sugar calories. Why, man? Like just why? We didn't need, like, and you can usually tell. Like, sometimes you can tell, like, especially if they're, like, the mini cupcakes or something. And, like, look, man, I'm not bad talking that stuff in the right context. Like, you know, if I'm in the break room at work and there's shitty mini cupcakes in the grocery store, I'm all about it. But, like, I don't really need, yeah, discounted Marie Callender's pies or, like, cookies that came in a tin that's been sitting around for 6 to 8 months. Or just like they look good, but you bite into them and the texture is like they mush in half and turn into sand. You know what I mean? You know exactly what I mean. It's just like, why is that in the pile? And it's always unboxed and taken out too, because some noble soul is like, oh look, this dickhead brought like great value brands, like ho-hos or whatever the fuck, let me save them from themselves by taking their shitty gift out and putting it on a nice Christmas plate. And it's like, you know, it's like you know what it's like? It's exactly like AI art on Twitter. It's exactly like finding a cool image on like the internet and like being like, oh my god, this is so cool, or now a video, and you're like, oh, this is cool, and then instantly you're like, wait, that thing has 7 fingers. No, it's you bit into a liar cookie, and it's a computer imitation of the median brownie, or a calculated median imitation of a shelf-stable chocolate chip cookie. And that's exactly what it is. It's all computers. It's all clankers ruining everything. The accessories are blurred nonsense. Yep. They're blurred nonsense. Oh, I'm falling down. I'm on the floor already. I don't know. As far as like bringing a side goes, wine or something is always a safe bet too. At least then you're getting something for the hosts, you know? Like, hey, you can just stash this and not give this out. That's cool. We're $1.50 on that. Like, of course, then you have to be confident enough to get actually a decent wine and not just get swindled at the liquor store. Alas, somehow the brands always win. Somehow corporatism always convinces you that you need to be a better consumer. Good lord, this channel makes me fucking spicy sometimes. What is it about Katamari that makes me so fucking political? What is it? Like I'm asking seriously. Is it something about this game? Is this game like the last straw in a long line of straws? Is that really what it is? Am I seeing like the things that I once loved sort of bastardized and resold to me over and over again, and it's just breaking? It's breaking whatever pretense I had left, or I guess pretending that wasn't happening. By Christmas at my dad's because it thinks they can eggnog. When it first came out. Yeah, eggnog's a safe bet. I like eggnog. I do like eggnog. I don't think that's a hot take. What might be a hot take is that I think I made it's the Puerto Rican, the coconut milk based one. It's like coquito or cojito or something. If you've never had that, it's basically eggnog with like, it uses anise root and cinnamon and coconut milk and condensed milk. It's very, very similar to eggnog, but they use rum as a base too. You're meant to cut it with like a shitload of rum and just like make basically your own mixer bottle of it. Yeah. I tried it because I mean I do still watch Iron Mouse. I don't watch her or any real streams as much anymore just because I don't have free time But, you know, during the pandemic, when I had ample free time and my job didn't really ask anything of me, I watched so many streams and so much Iron Mouse, and she used to talk about it all the time. So one year I was just like, you know what, the hell with it, I'll make it myself. Like, the ingredients are pretty common stuff, like all told. It's like cinnamon and anise root, and like you'll want cinnamon sticks, of course. Anise root, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's the one that tastes like licorice, but a lot of that stuff. And you put it in a bottle to shake it up, and the longer you let it sit, the better. But it's got the consistency. It's got like the consistency of an eggnog. And really, I don't drink much at all anymore. And I think that if I drank liquor, it wouldn't really get me much, except it would piss off my wife. But if I were to drink, it would probably be rum. Rum was always the liquor of choice for me. And so, like, that just aligns more with, like, looking for what I'm drinking booze. I guess you could put rum in eggnog, too, but I don't know. Something about the flavor of that coquito stuff was just perfect. It was perfect for, like, a nice rum. Being coconut-based is just, like, asking for it, right? I don't like the time stop on here. Usually split whiskey and rum. I'm really not a whiskey fan, I'm not gonna lie. Whiskey tastes like headaches to me. Every time I've had whiskey, like, has been basically a bad time. I'm not above like an old-fashioned or whatever, but it's really something about it just hits me the wrong way. I really like funky rums. Not Captain Morgan, not spiced rums, is I guess what I'm saying. I like the ones that are actually like single estate, usually, or they taste a bit fermented. They taste like rum, like actual cane sugar based rum. Not well rum. Like Captain Morgan is usually like, and Sailor Jerry's and all that bottom shelf shit is usually like mixed together, multiple estate, just like whatever the fuck they could buy that fit the profile. You know? And that's one place where I'll get a little like booze snobby, and I don't really like doing that too much because I don't like glorifying the consumption of anything in general. But like, you know, if you're gonna mix something in with your eggnog, you should do the right thing, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anybody needs to try more rums, but if it's something you'd enjoy, then go ahead. I didn't find any of the bonus crowns in the stage. I don't want to do this stage. Thank you for turning it into Stardust King. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna go back to sitting. I like the music here. Rumple Minz and hot cocoa. Cocoa. Oh. I wonder what's down here.
Hey. Oh yeah.
Oh, we were down here earlier.
Oh yeah.
Katamari ball. Where was I supposed to go when I got the 15? Wasn't it here? Oh yeah, there's a stage I haven't done yet. As large as possible. Let's do as large as possible 2 here, which should be pretty big. And then this will probably be the last one I do for tonight. Fancy peppermint schnapps. Okay, I can get on board with that. I like peppermint and chocolate. I don't know about schnapps. So that's just sweet liquor. Oh, jealous. I want to get big. Okay, well, we get big. I'm gonna be real with you, I really don't care what the king has to say in any regard. It's all just been copy-paste nonsense for the previous games. None of it inspires anything. Enjoying it anyway. Like, the core gameplay here is just as solid as ever. It's just as satisfying as it ever has been. But it kind of makes me wonder, like, how much have they tested? How much have they tried changing? And how bad has it gotten? Like, I'm willing to bet that a lot of this game falls apart if you change even, like, some of the sound effects. You know what I mean? Like, the item picking up sound effect is perfectly engineered, and how could you ever change it? Got it. Oh, not bad. A rank. I didn't get any crowns. Well, let's lock in the A rank at least. See if it unlocks the stage, and if it doesn't, whatever. I said this would be the last one. Jeff Bezos is about to run his ads again, and I want him to go fuck himself instead. So fast. Playtime-ish. Okay, yeah, yep. Get it up there. You know, I was kind of hoping the king would, like, dress up in multiple different outfits and not just always be Kabuki King. But, I mean, how hard could it be to really draw him in different static poses? A lot of this stuff was novel when the first game came out. I don't know, man. I like this guy. He's cute. We're gonna play as this guy next time. Alright. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for chatting, stopping by, hanging out. listening, whatever. I don't know what this is. I was just feeling like playing more Katamari, and if I'm going to play it, I might as well stream it. We're going to end it here, and I don't know what the plan is for the rest of this week, but we don't particularly... I'm hoping Zelda feels better, because I'd really like to... You know, I think that makes me feel so much better. I hope I made your night a little bit better. I hope you enjoyed this in some way. You certainly helped me feel a little bit less lonely. So anyway, I appreciate it. And I think if Zelda feels better, I'd like to do more Deltarune sometime this week. We don't have any plans for Thanksgiving, just like I said. She does have some commitments that she's made to something else, which she'll share if she wants to. But aside from that, I don't know. I'd like to do more Deltarune and maybe more of this game if I get really super bored. I'm enjoying the game, but I feel like I'm just kind of bagging on it. Like, it definitely makes me feel a certain bitter way that is hard to shake. Always learn something. That makes me scared. That just makes me afraid. What am I teaching people? What am I teaching anybody? What am I qualified to teach anyone? Oh no. Oh god, I have to get out of here. Alright, good night. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. See you later. We'll be back with more of this, and more of Deltarune, and more of some other things and such.